Hello, here we are now. We have a short deer cage. What I mean by short is, well, you can see it's going to be I don't even think a partial shoulder. It's just going to be the very front part. Sometimes you'll get this in your taxidermy studio, or for whatever reason, you as a hunter, you cut it wrong, or other things that happen that were damaged back here. You just have the front portion. But what we're going to talk about today is turning the ears, turning the nose, and splitting the lips. In other words, we're going to roll these out. Because if you just have this, let's say you successfully caped it, and you just have this, and you let this lay around, just throw some salt up there, oh, well, that's good, the salt will help, but the rest of this here will get hard, and it will be almost next to impossible to turn this inside out like we have to for the purposes of taxidermy. So again, this one here, this cape, a little bit short, and it needs to be about 1.5 feet longer. Guy cut it too short. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start here. I have my trusty little scalpel, and this is the ear. I have what's called my ear openers. You really don't need to use ear openers, but they're one of the great inventions for taxidermists, let me tell you. What we're going to do once we skin this, we get it started, we're going to put this up in here. I'm going to put pressure on this. This is going to open it up. It's going to force this skin away from the cartilage itself. And sometimes you can actually pop holes up in here. You try not to, but sometimes these things happen. That's why you want to get this while it's fresh. This has just been unfrozen. We'll go from there. So what I'm going to do here with my scalpel, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. Work quick. Now, I have gloves on. You should have gloves on because of transmission of diseases, etc. Many, many years I've always done this here without gloves. Just went ahead and used soap and water and washed the hands. That's what I'm going to try and do here in a quick fashion. I'll do one ear, and then of course I'll do the other, but try and keep this as short as possible. I'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll switch down into the facial features, what I'm talking about here. Let me show you this here before I get totally started on there. So what I'm talking about here, big mule deer. Again, too bad this cape wasn't longer. Big broad face on here. We're going to turn this inside out. The nostril is going to be split, and these lips on all deer have to be rolled out like that. So here's what we're doing here, just hurrying up. Keep it here so you can see in the video what I'm doing. Yeah, there's been a time or two I've cut my fingers too, I can guarantee you that. Try not to. Hurts. I don't like pain. Strange that way. But I'm just trying to go ahead and get this extra skin off. It's right next to the earbud, so might as well go ahead and take it off now. Well, for a scalpel, I'm starting to wonder. This doesn't seem to be too sharp. It's a new blade. I just stuck it on there. And I got spoiled using scalpels. You don't have to. Get a sharp knife, small pocket knife, small knife. Keep a razor sharp. That's all you need. Learn how to sharpen knives, and that'll work for you. What I'm trying to do here is just quickly go down through here. I'm getting this started, getting this built away. Okay. See how this is starting to peel away a little bit here? As you're skinning up towards the front part, you got to be careful you don't skin too much, because you see right here where the openings of the ear go right down here. So you can skin up here a little ways, but then you got to be careful. And when we insert these ear openers, it's going to be on the back side. I'll be ready to do that there in about 30 seconds or so. Let's just get it up there just a little bit more. Now imagine there's someone out there timing me on the 30 seconds, huh? Yeah. I'm going to try. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Now again, I'm going to hold my hand on here as I push here, because I want to make sure, just in case this gives away, I just don't go like that and break this. So hopefully I won't pop it open. I'm right down here at the bottom. Incidentally, right around this area, ear butts, face, underneath the chin, throat area, high hair slippage areas. So you have to work quickly and be careful. But technically, any cape that is in good shape shouldn't have a problem. Now, what I'm doing here, watch. It starts to open. I feel that open. I collapse these, pull them back a little bit, and then I push it back up in there further. I hang on, pull it back, push it back up in there further. I'll keep doing this till I'm up in here. Oh yeah, I know, there's some people out there just stick it up there one time, go like that, it's done. Nah, I don't think so. Just take a little bit at a time. That's why you want to, if possible, get your capes and skins in as soon as possible. A lot of hunters, they'll let stuff like this sit out for days. All this hardens up in here, and oh man, you have to inject water back into the area to get it softer. Now what I'm doing here now, see how far up there I am? Right up in there. Got to be real careful around the tip. You just want to take it easy, little pieces, slide it up there, right up there. Now I don't want to go any further because I'll get that by hand later. My main thing here is I want to go ahead and open this. I slide it sideways a little, see? I'm going sideways like this. Help open up this area a little bit more. Okay, pretty much got that. Going back over here. Get this side a little bit. Again, you got to be careful because you split that open. That's easily repaired. But there's no sense in having to repair something if you don't have to. There. Again, just a little motion. You go up in there, pull it. I pull it back because usually when you open up the skin and then you collapse it a little bit to pull it back, skin will fall in there, and that's why you can't just go back. You got to pull it back, get that away, and then you can put it up there further and go like that. That's what we've done here now. Looky here. All the way up there. We got that separated. Now a lot of people, taxidermists, will go ahead and continue once this is turned and split more, and they'll remove the cartilage. I don't like to do that myself. For competition work or something like that, certain people do, but I'm not a ribbon chaser. Just do quality work, get it done for the customer, and get it back to them. As long as it looks like a deer and lasts and it's quality, your customer's going to be happy. Now, here you can see the ears turned inside out. Some membranes and things holding all that together. Usually you can go ahead and pull that apart. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the scalpel down here at the bottom. It's a little bit heavier duty, and I don't want to put a whole bunch of pressure on it then burst that. So let's go ahead and use this right here. Scalpel where it's needed. Again, you don't need a scalpel. Simple sharp knife. Follow the outline of the cartilage. This is what you want to do. clean away any meat from the base of the ear, from the ear butt itself. What I like to do, I like to cut them off because we manufacture our own ear butts. We use a special injection process on our ears, which is actually pretty neat. And it saves time, not a problem. But I don't know, again, if you're a ribbon chaser, one of those old boys looking after the ribbons or something, well, people are going to be looking at your mount in competition with the flashlight. Oh, all those little ear canals there, is everything just perfect? Well, it doesn't make any difference. The outside of the deer is structurally sound. It looks like a deer, looks exactly like your reference, which you should always use as your reference. What more can you ask for? If it's quality put together and quality finished product, it's what the customer wants. He doesn't care if there's a septum in there, in the nasal area, or the earbuds, the original earbud. Doesn't have nothing to do with it. Just doing quality work, getting it done. This is for the mountains. Say you're in the mountains, you're out wherever it is on the flatlands, you're hunting mule deer, white-tailed deer, or anything else. This has to be turned inside out, just like this. Okay? Then you can salt it. Then you can salt it heavily, not a problem. Of course, you have to do the other ear. But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this all turned right out to the edges. Use your finger, pull right here. And as you can see, that's right out to the edge. And up here at the tips, you just keep working up in there. This is nice to have one of these ear openers. But you can use a stick and just work it up in there. That's a big pain. Won't even go there. This is one of the greatest inventions, let me tell you, for the taxidermists. It works as a ear opener, but it works for the taxidermists. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and open it. So you do the same thing with the other ear. You notice too, even though this has been frozen for a while, we got ticks on it. Of course, the ticks are frozen dead, not a problem there. We'll make sure no ticks get off. We got a couple bow wows over here, a couple dogs, so we got to wash those. But see that? That's the way it needs to be. Now here, you just come down here, you go ahead and use your knife, carve away that meat, and slice her off right there. Try not to cut the earbuds, because if you're taking this to the taxidermist, they may prefer to have the earbuds on. Again, we don't, just as long as they're cut properly. Well, I prefer to cut them off myself. That way I know what length I need, and because we use a different process than other people. So you see, that has to be done. If you just let it lay around, it's going to harden. Now let's move on to the face. Normally I would go ahead and just do the other ear, but again, I was trying to keep this as short as possible, but just go ahead and show you right here. Now this here is just a 2x4. Actually, you should get a 2x6 and then carve it, smooth it down so there's no 90-degree angles. I could have done a little bit better job on this, but right now, years ago when I made that, I made it very fast, and I never did go back and do it. So I'm going to have to take time someday. So now here's what I want to do here with these lips. Doesn't make any difference. I can go ahead and do the nose first, do the lips. I'm going to come around here and just kind of get this down here. What I'm doing, I'm separating this lip. Again, it's going to be like this, where it comes out. We're going to cut here and make this lip come out. That's what we're going to do. And if you're using a scalpel, unfortunately, I haven't seen too many scalpel blades that stay sharp very long. Let me tell you, we go through a lot of blades every year. And I'm thinking about getting a honing device to sharpen them, but I don't know. You just basically, I guess, just go ahead and get a knife and sharpen that like everybody else. But got spoiled with these scalpel blades. You need it sharp, just pop it off, pop on a new blade, and there you are. So this is what I'm doing here. I want to show you. And you want to be careful up around the nose area because the skin gets a little thin. It's thick right here. Again, now you don't want to cut through here, so you want to be careful. Just kind of take your time. See how this is starting to roll out? Kind of see how you cut it here, it rolls out. Well, you just do that all the way down. That's what you do. See, that has to be done, And then later the taxidermist, or you yourself, come back and thin this down through various different methods. It's usually almost always by hand. You could use like, it's called a skiff knife, almost looks like a potato peeler. Those got 2 razor blades in them, and you just go ahead and pare the skin down, thin it out. Now here's the nostrils. Notice how the lips are coming down. Now, see how that folds out? See? Now, let me get the side before I get on the nose.